Sorry, I'm trying to get out of the view from the shadow.
The host.
So is the book better?
I'm never gonna live reading that down. The reason I am seeing The Host is because when Stephanie Myers decided to write an adult book, I thought, oh, this will be funny, and so I read it.
Adult meaning, like, is it, like, intended for teenagers?
No, it's supposed to be for grown-ups. It's totally not, but, like, it's slightly more brutal
than the movie?
Than the Twilight books, and it's got more sexual content. I mean, this movie was definitely just geared towards teenagers because they dumbed that down considerably, but... Yeah, the book was pretty bad. It was just as misogynistic as the Twilight series was, and just as masochistic female lead undertones. But like, as bad as the book was, this movie was so much worse.
I'm starting to think Stephanie Meyer's is not a very good role model. I'm just gonna throw.
What gave you that impression?
I'm just throwing that out there. She's a very questionable person.
So, Brad, what did you think of The Host?
I didn't think this was gonna be good, at all. I didn't think it was gonna be this bad. This is, like, train wreck bad. Like, fucking, like...
Like, checking your clock in the middle of the movie bad.
This is, like, I hope to God that this goes down as, like, a legendary bad film. Because if it doesn't, then, you know what, we deserve to be taken over by that fucking alien race in this movie. We really do. If this does not go down with the same kind of notoriety as a Battlefield Earth, as a Last Airbender, as a Batman and Robin, I would rather watch those movies too.
All three of those movies back to back to back than watch The Host
too. I would too. But if the movie doesn't go down with that kind... with the kind of negativity that those movies have, there's something really fucking wrong with this picture. This is... Wow! This is worse than any of the Twilight movies. Way goddamn worse.
It's hard to put my finger on what made it so terrible.
Oh, I know exactly what made it fucking terrible.
Was it the main girl?
It was her fucking inner monologue going on in her head. No! Don't! Hey! What are you doing? Hey, get your hands off him! Sister!
I mean, like, what if?
Ugh, hey! You get your tongue out of his mouth, you!
You are using way too much emotion.
And less echo.
Yeah.
Way fucking less echo. I'm watching the movie like... You know, this movie still wouldn't be very good if that voiceover wasn't there. It still wouldn't.
It would be a little more hilarious, because it would just be her the whole way talking to herself.
That would be way better than what they did with this movie. I don't know how they could... Maybe, like, yeah, maybe if she's just straight up talking to herself, or maybe if they left some kind of mystery to it, like, is the other girl still in there, or isn't she? If there was some level of mystery to it, maybe that could have been a little bit better. Slightly more watchable, at least. This is bad. Oh my god. That's exactly what makes this thing fucking bad, is as horrible as it is. It's got other problems than that. The acting is fucking atrocious in this thing. Really fucking bad. Because at least in Twilight, I could be like, well, I've seen these actors do better things. I think they're kind of just making the best out of what they got here. This is just like... This is Asylum movie quality of fucking acting in this goddamn thing. You might want to look kind of like Batman with the cat.
It's hard, my car is smaller than Julian. But, like, we should explain the premise, because the premise of this movie was actually kind of interesting, because it's basically like this alien race has taken over the Earth, and it's this, like, a symbiotic race. And so all the other planets they've gone to, they form kind of these, like, passive... mutually beneficial relationships with the planets they landed on, but they landed on Earth and it ended up being a hostile takeover because Earthlings are so damn savage and brutal. And so the main girl, she's running from the aliens, but they catch her and they put an alien in her brain, but her love for her family is so strong that she ends up like forming an unlikely alliance with the alien in her brain, and they go back to the human settlement.
I've got several problems
where
with
they
this.
proceed to beat her savagely for about 5 minutes.
In the movie, they punch her a couple of times.
And then they fall in love with her and they're all friends.
I got a lot of problems with this. One, the humans are way more unlikable than the aliens. They're a lot more brutal. They're a lot more savage. I'm watching this thing like, you know, the aliens honestly seem to be making really good use of this planet. Honestly, I think they've treated this planet far better than it seems like the human characters have here.
There was one part that I liked, and we were both laughing both times it popped up, is that they've gotten rid of like all the branding, so that when they drive up to the grocery store, it just says "store" in big letters on the side.
That was funny. I laughed at that. Just store.
Not in so many words. But yeah, the acting
Big,
was
bold
terrible.
letters.
The writing was terrible. It felt like someone had written the script who had English as like a third or fourth language.
And also, it seems like it's just. Okay, here's another problem. Here's a problem I have with Stephenie Meyer too. Is it seems like she creates interesting worlds that have some interesting stories in them, but she picks the least interesting people to tell the story about.
I was having that problem because it's like, yeah, here's this, this interesting premise, this interesting plot. And she's like, forget all that. These two people are in love. Let's discuss.
Exactly. It's like with Twilight, where there was that flashback with Civil War Confederate vampires
like, I wanna
and stuff
hear
like
that story.
Like, I want to know what the fuck that story was about. That's far more interesting. And the girl on like her wedding, like getting like she was raped or something.
Yeah, she got raped and then she got turned into a vampire and so she killed them all.
That's a much better fucking movie. What the fuck, Stephenie Meyer? God damn it. Oh, man.
I wasn't even angry in this movie. I was just
kinda was.
bored out of my mind.
I kind of was
I
angry.
knew it was coming though, and you.
I didn't.
I tried breaking it to you because they didn't have nearly as much savage beatings as I expected them. Because in the book, yeah, they basically lock her in a closet and beat her for weeks.
I didn't know there was gonna be all that shit with the stupid ass fucking voice, and that's the whole movie. It's in it for the whole movie. Her fucking monologue in her head and shit. Holy crap, that's like up there with that really bad shit they did in The Fourth Kind. It's up there with that, like man.
Really, just because she's like walking down the hallway, doing her thing, and then like all we hear is this booming voiceover. We're like, no, don't do that. Do this. Turn right. Hey, listen.
Yeah. And no, don't tell him that. Don't stop
kissing
that.
him.
Stop kissing him this once.
Slap.
Shut up. Shut up. Oh my fucking God. Shut the fuck up. Because every fucking time there was maybe some semblance of some kind of drama going on in the scene, or maybe a little bit of tension or something, it was always instantly ruined by her fucking voiceover shit. Instantly.
Yeah, because she goes back and Body Girl's boyfriend, locks her in a closet and beats her. But then this other guy who tried to strangle her falls in love with the alien, and so she's like, "Oh, okay, we're in love now." And they're like standing in the wheat and kind of trying to just like explain to each other the discrepancy between being, the fact that she's in love with this guy, but her body's in love with this other guy. But meanwhile, in her monologue is just booming like, no, stop telling him that. That's none of his business. It's like, oh my God, shut up.
I was having trouble keeping track of who was in love with fucking who in this goddamn thing, because like the way that this movie is structured, it seems like, just especially in the first half hour, it seems like it's a lot of different scenes thrown into a fucking blender. Like at least, and Twilight's not good, but at least Twilight is structured like a film.
Yeah.
At least Bella Swan's a terrible character, but you know who Bella Swan is. You know enough about her to know you don't like her. You know enough about Bella Swan to know she is a raving fucking sadist. At least you know that about her. The character in this, we're just thrown into this, her getting chased by these people, her becoming an alien, and you can't feel bad about her becoming an alien because you don't even fucking know about her to begin with. And then it incorporates these flashbacks of her quickly falling in love with this other dude, and it's the typical Stephenie Meyer stuff where they don't talk about anything, just except for the fact that they're attracted to each other and that they love each other. It's the same, it's like, looking at the love story in this, it's like Cliff Notes Twilight, because at least Twilight, it had a sucky fucking love story where, again, they didn't talk about anything. All they did was just talk about how attracted they were to each other and how much they loved each other and puppy love and all that bullshit. But at least that was, for better or worse, it was stretched out at least. Like, so you at least knew who those characters were, whereas in this, it's a few times in the movie we're supposed to believe these characters are in love with each other. Like, these characters interact with each other 2 or 3 times, and suddenly they're in fucking love with each other. Like, and it's that, it's the same problem I have with a lot with the Twilight movies, except it's done way goddamn worse, and there isn't even a fucking Michael Sheen equivalent in this movie to make that fucking worth it. What the fuck?
Well, that was a problem I had with this movie, that had no sense of time, you know, because like you were saying, like the characters fell in love over the course of a couple scenes, and like she's in that underground cave for
Yeah.
like 20 movie equivalent minutes.
I guess.
Then they take her out into the sunlight, and she's like, "Oh my God, the sky! How I've missed you!" And it's
Yeah.
like, have you been in there for like half a day? Because I have no idea. I seriously have no concept of
Crouch down
time.
a little bit.
I seriously have no concept of time in this movie. But like,
Oh, and fucking.
I was having a hard time telling the boys apart because there was just
So was I. They look the
It's
same.
a squadron of like attractive, non-threatening
The
guys.
handsome people survive.
Thank
Yes.
God.
Mhm. The handsome people survive. Thank
So they can
God.
breed.
So they could
Breed and
take
make puppy
turns
eyes at each
making out with her. Take turns.
That scene was kind of funny.
Oh
yeah.
my God! I was like, gentlemen, this is a quick fix.
Just
You
both
find out
do
if she
it.
likes it in the ass, and then
The Chinese finger trap.
exactly. And if she doesn't, well, she'll tell you just to stop. I don't know. Like,
No, she won't, because it's a Stephanie Myers movie.
Mm-hmm.
No, like there's this one scene where like she lost the girl in her brain, so she's like, "Okay, we have to piss her off. You make out with me." Okay, that didn't work. Okay, you make out with me. I turn around, I'm like, "Okay, now blow me."
yeah, it's like, is this Stephen King's It? All of a sudden, they got a banger to keep the clown away. What the fuck, Stephanie Meyer? God damn it!
It's been interesting.
Yeah. And it would have had Tim Curry in it. You know, at least.
Could have got me hand that. We did have. We had, who was that? Diane Kruger. Is that her name? The blonde broad.
I think is that who that was?
Yeah,
looked
she did. She
familiar.
did an okay job.
Actually, she was.
She's in this movie, but I mean,
Yeah, she made the fucking best of it, and she was. She's the most interesting character in the whole fucking movie, quite honestly.
she was the bad guy. She was kind of
Yeah.
like chase me.
And I'm sorry, do contact lenses just not exist in this world? Because it seems like
you could jerry rig up something.
Yeah.
To fake out the alien.
I was thinking about that in this, like. They try to infiltrate like the alien society by just wearing sunglasses, and
At night,
yeah.
predominantly at night.
So Corey Hart would be really safe in this world. He would be fine. So I'm thinking in this goddamn thing like, do contact lenses just not fucking exist in this universe? Because it seems like that would be a really easy fix. You grab yourself some fucking glowy contact lenses, you stick that shit in your eyes.
Good like an old abandoned sci-fi convention.
Yeah, because that's the only way they tell. It isn't like they have some barcode on them or something like that. That's like the only fucking way that they can tell like who's an alien or not. So it seems like it'd be very easy to infiltrate this society. And
Yeah, it's like the aliens were all. They touched on it briefly in the movie. It's like the aliens all trust each other and never lie. So yeah, it's basically the only way that they could tell if someone has a thingy in their brain is by like shining a flashlight in their eyes, and if it has like the glowy ring, you've probably seen them in previews, then that means they're an alien, and if not, then they're not.
Or oh no, we can never escape this. Even when we use a different car, we can never escape that. Or what about or they can also tell by the fantastic plastic surgery of the girl at the end of the movie.
Oh, that would be atrocious. Well, like at the end, okay, spoiler alert, ... There is a, at the very, very end, they like figured out so everyone can be in love and have babies, because they take the symbiote out of host girl's brain and put it into like some other girl's brain who
Yeah.
didn't have a brain anymore, so it was okay. And she had the most
God damn it, Stephanie Meyer.
she had the most fucked up face outside of like that plastic surgery Catwoman, because like her cheekbones were
Jocelyn
like this,
Wildenstein.
and her lips were like this, and her eyes were just huge.
They picked her body up from Beverly Hills. She used to be on a reality show.
They just made a woman for her out of silly putty.
It's like, you couldn't have put me in a better face.
Just give her like an aerosol spray of fix my fucking face. That was the medicine in this. It was just basically like these little. Everything the aliens owned was plated in chrome, including like their Lamborghinis and their helicopters and their.
Those are
go-go
kind of
boats.
cool looking.
And,
That was kind of cool
So like,
looking.
yeah, the medicine was just like these little chromed out perfume
This
spritzers.
movie CGI'd spray. What the fuck? Really? Ugh. Piss off. I don't know. I'm still glad we saw this and not Temptation.
Yeah, I still would have preferred to see this than Temptation. Maybe I would have preferred to see G.I. Joe, but I'll have to wait to see what the boys think.
I don't know what the boys think of that yet. There's still, our movie was like an hour earlier than theirs. Ours was at 9. Theirs is at 10. And I know that theirs is going over way better on Rotten Tomatoes. Still not going over good, but ours is at a solid fucking 10.
Yes.
At least theirs, I think, is in the 30s.
Because like when I came into this movie, I was kind of hoping against hope that it would be hilariously bad. Like I didn't figure it'd be good. I knew it wasn't going to be good, but I thought maybe it would be entertaining. But this was not, like, don't even rent this
I'll bet
to watch with your friends, because you will lose friends in the process.
I'll bet you that if we had some drinks in us and we were watching it at one of our houses where we could openly say shit during, because this was a crowded theater. It was really crowded.
Yeah, we could do that with Shoots and Ladders, though. Get some people together and have drinks and just play
Shoots and Ladders is way more competent than this fucking thing.
Exactly.
At least the Ladders.
If you're gonna get some friends together and get drunk,
Yeah.
just play Shoots and Ladders, and maybe make some misogynistic comments about women.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not fucking watching this again. But I'm saying that, like, being in a situation like that, say it was like us and like Jake and Irving and Brian and whoever, and we had some drinks, that would make this easier to sit through than what we just went through. Like,
Okay, if you can watch this movie with drunk Brian, then by all means.
Oh,
but
yeah.
otherwise, that's
It's talking to herself.
Ratzenberger.
Ratzenberger. Yeah, so you just need your very own drunk Brian.
We
That's
can
what
rent
you
him out
need.
for parties.
It was really it was pretty crowded, but not so crowded enough to where we had to sit in the fucking front.
And no one else seemed enthralled with this movie. I mean,
No, they didn't.
towards the end, we were getting more and more loud with our commentary, and we didn't get shushed or anything, and the audience cleared out pretty fast at the end.
Yeah, they did. There was like one girl in the front who was
She's like, I don't understand why everyone's leaving. I mean, the movie's still going. The credits are going. There could be
Yeah.
a thing at the end. It's like, I don't care.
she kind of did one of these. She sort of went like,
Oh.
I don't know how this fucking movie's gonna
She's
go
like
over.
my
I
Battleship
hope
guy.
bad. I hope this goes over fucking horribly. Like, of course it's gonna go over horribly with us, but I mean, with its intended fucking audience. I
Publicly panned.
really hope that this is like Last Airbender, like publicly fucking panned, because it fucking deserves it. This is a mess. This is different. This is a different kind of mess than like Die Hard 5, because one, Die Hard 5 was a horrible part of a classic series of films, or at least 1 through 3. This is fucking based on a Stephanie Meyer thing, so whatever. But but Die Hard 5 was just, there was no emotion or anything whatsoever in that. It was just a quick buck, bam, we're gonna throw this 90-minute thing together, put it on screen, no one gives a shit. This actually seems to have some kind of misguided ambition to it.
I think they expected this to do well. I mean, the CGI effects, some of them were pretty good. I mean, like, the little alien thing looks like they just took a picture of, like, the symbiote was like this little, like, creepy crawly with, like glowy tendrils coming out, and whenever they did that effect, they would just show some hands and then superimpose the alien on top of the hands.
The cars looked cool. Some of the future stuff, like, was kind of well shot. It's a good director, Andrew Niccol.
You were saying it's the Gattaca
He did
guy.
Gattaca. What the fuck, dude? But it's like, it's one of those deals, like, you can get whoever the fuck you want to direct one. It's like when they said, like, oh my god, they got this award-nominated director to make Twilight 4. It's like, it doesn't matter who you fucking get to direct it. It's still based on the same goddamn source material. Who gives a shit? What you need is, like, you need a Stanley Kubrick doing this. Just toss that shit out, make his own fucking things. Like, I know how to make this. I'm gonna make this shit better.
Dude, if they had made this movie brutally and honestly, it might have been a good movie.
It would have been better.
Yeah.
It would have been way better. Like, I don't, like, well, you've read the book. I haven't read the book, but...
Well, basically, steal the premise from the book. Don't steal any, like, the characters or anything. Maybe still make it, like, a girl who's got the symbiote but still knows herself.
Yeah.
And then just go buck wild to make it as dark as humanly possible.
See, exactly. You don't always have to make it just like the book. You don't. Too many movies do that nowadays.
You were preaching to the choir.
Yeah, too many movies do that nowadays. You know, see, if it's a shitty book, just make your...
Plus,
yeah,
I
make
like
your-
books, but some books just don't translate well to movies.
That did not translate. Having not read the book,
That book didn't translate well to a book.
I am guessing the whole inner monologue she has is a little better in the book. What was it? 20 minutes, only 20 minutes in. I lean over like, is the book this fucking stupid?
Like, it's not this stupid. in the book, she is that obnoxiously characterized. It's that like fakey teen Stephanie Meyer's voice that she tends to do.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not. The book doesn't scream it at you while you're trying to pay attention to something else. So there's that.
Oh God, this movie sucked. This was we were walking out and I was still like, all right, I didn't think this was gonna be good. I so did not expect that. But in none of the trailers I saw did it show any of that fucking speaking in her head shit that is all over this fucking movie. It's from beginning to end. Like, if you're watching this and in the first 5 minutes you're like, well, that's fucking annoying, strap yourself in. It's in the whole fucking movie and it will not ever fucking go away. It's one of the worst handled gimmicks I've seen, honestly, since that shit they did in The Fourth Kind.
It is funny because at about the 5-minute mark, I thought to myself, how mad would Brad be if I just walked out right now?
I would have stayed.
Come with me, Brad.
I would
don't have to do
I'd be like,
this.
I sat through all the Die Hard 5. I can sit through this. I can sit through this fucking thing. I sat through all the fucking Twilight movies in the theater. I can sit through this fucking, even though this is way goddamn worse. I got a phone call about probably about an hour. No, about a half an hour.
I got up a couple times to get more popcorn, probably to take a breather from the fucking host.
I had to use the restroom a couple of times, but I got a call. I looked down and don't worry, I had my phone on vibrate. I didn't disturb anybody. And so I walked out. I walked out to answer it, and that would have been kind of funny if you see me pick it and you just look at me and go, shh.
Brad, I'm trying to focus.
Sorry, Jesus.
They're like hosting as we speak.
Oh my God, they're totally hosting right now.
They're double hosting, it's insane.
So I go out into the lobby, and by the time I got out there, Jillian was trying to call me. By the time I got out there, she'd hung up, but I looked up, and Irving and Ryan had just got here for their movie, and I quickly ran up like, guys, oh my God, I gotta go back in there, but real quick, this is fucking terrible. Holy fucking shit.
It was surprisingly terrible, and that's considering we knew it was going to be terrible.
It managed to really surprise me. It totally fucking did. Like, I didn't really walk in, like, predicting one way or the other if it was going to be better or worse than, like, the Twilight movies, but that was shockingly bad. Oh, man. And it seemed there was no real structure to it either. There wasn't. It was just stuff fucking happening. It never felt like there was a point A, point B, point C to this movie. It never felt like the movie had an actual arc or a climax or anything. It seriously was just a bunch of shit just fucking happening, because again, it seems like there's a whole first half hour that's just chopped up and put into flashbacks in this thing, because
It actually does that in the book.
it does.
Yeah, it's just like she wakes up on a table. It's like, oh, I guess I'm a host now, and then they just flash back to when she was
It
before a
doesn't
host.
translate well to film.
Yeah, it just kind of throws you in there. You mentioned the Avatar, and it kind of felt like that, in that, you know, that they didn't so much compress a story as steal chunks of it and then moosh it together into a movie.
Yes, that's exactly what it felt like. And I checked my watch a lot on this thing. 'Cause I'm like, okay, I know how long the movie is because I checked before we got here. I know it's 2 hours and 5 minutes long, and fucking feels it. It's like, okay, we got, but there's that kind of worry you get in your head where you're sort of like, okay, when I checked to see if it was 2 hours and
Please
5
don't
minutes.
be 15 minutes. Please don't be 15 minutes.
No, it was like when it's one of those deals where it's like, okay, it said 2 hours and 5 minutes, but is that factoring in trailers? Or like, is the 2 hours and 5 minutes starting from 9 o'clock, or is
Set the
it
timer on your
starting?
phone.
Yeah, or is it starting from when the movie actually started? Because that was kind of worrying me. There could be a decent 15-minute fucking difference between when this movie's gonna end.
Yeah, I kept checking my watch, and then every
I
time Brad
leaned over
pulled
to
his
you,
out,
yeah.
I was like,
I did the same thing to you at the end. You pulled out your phone. I'm like, and I couldn't see it. You put it away before I could see it.
what time is it?
And I leaned over. I'm like, what fucking time is it? You're like, don't worry. There's only a little bit left. Oh, thank God. I got nothing else, man. What about you? You got a final thought on this?
I do. I
What
was
is
telling
it?
you outside, I was
Yes.
excited, because about halfway through the movie, I had a thought, and it gave me the giggles.
Mm-hmm.
And it was that what we should have done was just go home and watch Starman, and then fake our way through the review.
Yes.
Because if this movie had been Starman, it would have been so much better.
John Carpenter's the host. You knew that the soundtrack would be rocking. That's
Yeah, it
for
would
fucking sure.
be.
Just, stay home and watch Starman.
It is, because...
Seriously, actually, come to think of it, yeah. That does steal a lot of shit from Starman.
Because it's the same basic, oh, you were an alien, but also in the body of my loved one, let's go out and have an adventure. Except Starman is so much better.
Well, Starman has actual three-dimensional fucking characters in it, and an arc and shit like that. You believe it when, characters in Starman are fucking doing shit like that. It's a heartbreaking fucking movie. It's a real fucking movie.
And at the end of Starman, it's like, it is my baby, but it is also his baby, and he just, Whereas in this movie, it's
he
just
walks
a
off at
5-minute
the end, man.
close-up of her face,
Yeah.
just, talking out loud to her voiceover.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's walking off, Starman walking off at the end with the theme playing and shit. Oh, it's a good fucking movie. That's a fucking classic. Man.
So that's my final thought, watch Starman.
Yeah, fucking stay home and watch Starman. Hell, watch the TV series that spawned from it. It was short-lived, but it was also alright. Robert Hayes was in it. That was pretty good. That's still a better choice than seeing this. You never seen the TV series?
No, I haven't, but I would
It's
rather
not
watch
bad.
the entirety of the TV series than watch
Yeah.
the host again.
Alright, we'll be back with the trailers.
And also after this plane is gone.
Oh no, they found us.
Hide the mirrors!
Yeah, hide the fucking mirrors. How'd they get those fucking things up there?
I don't
God,
know.
fucking assholes.
They had this field of wheat growing in the bottom of a mountain that they had rigged up a series of mirrors on pulleys.
William Hurt, how could you? How could you do this?
He was sleepwalking his way through.
Oh, yeah, he was.
Hey, I'm Uncle Jeb. I totally
Uncle
believe that
Jeb.
you are my niece. Let's go look at my wheat.
Oh. Oh my God. And I knew I recognized his voice when he was narrating the beginning of it. I was like, William Hurt, no! You were in Lost in Space!
That is your bed.
No, not really.
Okay, trailers. I'm trying to remember what all the shit we got.
I wrote him down. In my little
We got
handy
Percy
notes
Jackson in
section.
the-
They're making another one. I didn't even
something
know
like
the other one was as successful enough to make another one. What the shit? They got... I never saw the first one. I just saw the trailer for
I
the
read
first...
the first couple books, but it's such a Harry Potter ripoff that I...
Oh yeah, this one even had flying old-timey car in it too.
That it did a split to go around instead of squeezing to get through.
It seems really dangerous. Why the hell would you make that? It seems really fucking dangerous.
Because you are the children of gods.
Is that what
You gotta
that's
get your
about?
fix somehow. Yeah.
Is Percy Jackson in the Sea of Monsters? I just want to watch Godzilla versus the Sea Monster. Seems like a way better choice. So we had that. Again, it's like I said, I didn't know they were fucking making another one of those. I didn't even know the first one did that well. Must have done well enough. There was, of course, I knew we were gonna get Mortal Instruments. That's that
that
Twilight-y
Twilight
looking thing that we got the other time. Like I would
I
have.
still have no idea what that movie's about. It's just they've got a tattoo and they use it to fight crime.
I have no
so
idea.
sort of Mortal Instruments, I'm guessing.
I thought it was like, okay, Twilight. Eventually they're gonna stop fucking doing that shit, because none of those movies are fucking doing any good.
All I was saying, it'd be funny if they made a Twilight ripoff where she's in love with the mummy, because I would actually watch that movie.
Oh, yes.
I cannot be with you, for I am the mummy.
Can we call it Mummy Dearest? Yummy Mummy.
Keep going.
Give me
Mum's
some
the word.
Mum's. Yes, I like that. There was a new trailer for Oblivion. I hadn't seen that particular trailer for Oblivion yet. The Tom Cruise one.
Oh, yeah. I keep forgetting the name of that one.
That's coming out in a couple of weeks.
It looks good.
think it
I
looks
still have no
good.
idea what it's about, except it looks like it's Wall-E, only instead of Wall-E, it's Tom Cruise.
Wall-E with a little bit of like a Mega Man thrown in there, a little bit of like Morpheus from the Matrix. It looks like a mixture of a lot of different things, but I am a huge Tom Cruise mark, and it looks well made enough. It looks entertaining.
At this point, you're a mark.
Huh?
At this point, you're a mark because it's Tom Cruise, but he's actually been doing pretty well lately. So I think it might look good.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. That's coming out here in a couple of weeks. I hadn't seen the Star Trek trailer yet, but it wasn't a very, like, it was just like
It wasn't descriptive. It was basically, look at all this pretty stuff we made.
That's exactly what it was.
But it had Benedict Cumberbatch in it, looking sexy as shit. So
Yeah, yeah, it's very handsome, and it was like almost felt like a 30-second spot because it was just like a series of just stuff happening. Like I didn't get any semblance of what the fucking thing was about
they're
or
like
anything
running
like
through
that.
a scarlet forest and
Yeah.
jumping off of stuff and jumping through stuff in space.
Spock volcano too, in the one shot. I've seen that still shot a lot, but that's. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I am really looking forward to the movie, but it
I
wasn't.
loved the first one.
Me
so, I
too.
mean,
Yeah. It just wasn't much of a. It wasn't much of a trailer. It just wasn't that long. It was almost like just. It felt like when you see like a regular trailer, and then in the last like 20 seconds of like every trailer, there's just stuff happening, montage of stuff happening. Yeah.
Directed by J.J. Abrams.
That's what this felt like. It just felt like just that part of like a much longer trailer. So yeah, there was that, and there wasn't really the Iron Man 3 trailer. Of course, we get that everything we go to.
Yeah,
Every
actually,
movie.
that's the first time I'd seen it because I didn't.
Oh really? Oh
yeah, because I knew it was going to be the Mandarin. I didn't realize it was Ben Kingsley. Because I'm like,
Yeah, we didn't get that in front of Last Exorcism Part 2, which was way better than The Host.
just make a list of movies that are better than The Host. We will be here all night.
Last Exorcism 2 was far better than The Host. Did you like it? Which one did you like better?
Oh, I like Last Exorcism too. I would actually rewatch that movie if I was with a group of people. This movie,
Yeah.
I would make a bet with somebody, and if they lost the bet, they had to watch The Host.
Jake, I'm gonna make a bet with you.
All right, what you got? No.
No. But what did you say that? What did you find online about what's the guy's name? Benedict.
Oh, Benedict Cumberbatch. I think it was the girls on Go Fuck Yourself. They call his female fans the Cumber Bitches, and that made me laugh.
The Cumber Bitches. I like that. The Cumber Bitches, and
I am indeed a Cumber Bitch.
I'm a Benedict.
Yes,
So,
you are.
Yeah. Yeah, I am. I sent the boys to go see a Tyler Perry movie. I am a fucking dick.
Oh, they'll love it. They're fine.
They're fine. There's that stupid poster over there for it that I looked at it earlier. Like I would.
We're pointing like you can see it.
Nah, this fucking angle, you wouldn't be able to notice it anyway. It's far enough away. But if you haven't seen the Temptation poster, it's like I looked over when we walked in. Like, what the shit is that? It's just like a red poster with the outline of an apple. Like, oh, it's Temptation. I get it.
So tempting.
Ready to come watch a fucking movie about marriage counselors and infidelity that's rated PG-13.
Although we'll give it this: that suave motherfucker who owns the airplane that's in those previews is pretty suave.
I didn't pay that much attention to it.
Oh, you didn't? It's
the-
like she's like married to some dude, and then this suave businessman is like, I own a jet, and she's like, woo! And then they, like, he flies her to Paris or something.
If that had happened in The Host, just all of a sudden, just like handsome one of the
Like the guy from Temptation just wanders over onto set.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
how
but
they get
baby,
the
I
aliens
own a
out.
jet.
Fucking guy from Temptation walks in, plants a kiss on fucking alien chick.
And then just,
Sold. All right, that made this movie worth it. That was so fucking stupid, but whatever. At least I didn't see that coming.
did you see it coming when they put her in the cat-faced woman? Did any part of this movie surprise you?
There's a difference between surprise and not giving a shit. Like, I can't say that I really knew how it was going to end, but that doesn't necessarily mean unpredictable. That just means I'm not thinking that hard about it and I don't give a shit.
Yeah, you can predict it in the sense that, like, everyone's gonna live happily ever after.
Yeah, there was no part of me that thought she was gonna die. I didn't think it was gonna have, like, a bummer ending or anything like that. But when they put the thing, like, in the other girl at the end, and you kind of hear the voice that she's in another person, I'm like, what the shit is going on here? I was thinking, like, oh, they're gonna put her in, like, a dog, or like a cat, or
Just
something like
do,
that.
like, the unwrapped face.
At the
I'm
end,
hideous.
dude's, like, fucking a goat. Oh, a bestiality ending. Oh, yeah, that'd be great. See, that's gonna test his true love.
Yes, I still love you even though you were a goat.
Even though you are a
I
goat
love your
now.
soul.
She can eat his cans.
She could already eat his can. Don't even know what that
All right,
means.
oh, that would be fantastic if it just ended with straight up goat fucking. I'm just saying. And then when they put the mirror on her and it was like odd-faced girl, I was sitting in my head, I'm like, who's that? Because like you said, there's no real semblance of fucking time in this. So I thought that was like 5 minutes later or something, like 10 minutes later.
And they're like, oh, it's been like a month.
Yeah, until the dude fucking said something about it. I was like, who the fuck is this? And he's like, oh, for months we've been taking souls out of people and shit. Whatever. It's actual 5 minutes later, we just pulled this out of our ass.
Ta-da!
I got fucking nothing else. Their movie should be getting out here pretty soon, and next week we got Evil Dead and Jurassic Park 3D.
So have fun with that.
You're not gonna go see Evil Dead with us?
No. I don't care how many good reviews it looks. It still looks terrible.
Yeah, I mean, it gives me hope that it's getting good reviews. I can't say that I've been really, really sold on the trailers, but that could be just sentimental value and stuff like that.
I see that you or Brian showed me the Red Band trailer. It was grosser than the trailer I'd seen before, but it wasn't any better.
Yeah, I mean, it gives me, the reviews are giving me a little bit of hope for it, so I'll go into that with it. I'm not gonna go into it just like, ooh, remake, boo, gonna hate it. I won't do that. I'm gonna go into it with an open mind and whatnot.
Alright, well,
so.
if you guys like it, I'll go see it, but I still think it looks kind of terrible.
If anything, it's only 90 minutes. Alright, see ya.